ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। Let us resume our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate devotee M, the recorder of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Mahendranath Gupta, at Shampookur in North Kolkata on 18th October 1885. This appears in the third volume of the original Bengali presentation, Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita, on the 20th section and chapter 2, 322. Under chapter 2 of the 122nd section of the second volume of the Hindi translation, Sri Ramakrishna Vachanamrit. To 122.2 and under chapter 45 of the English rendering, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Now here there was an interesting anecdote. Now M went to see Dr. Mahendralal Sarkar, who was the attending physician of Sri Ramakrishna. We know Dr. Mahendralal Sarkar is a renowned homeopathic doctor who was treating Sri Ramakrishna, who didn't believe in God, but afterwards he became influenced. And not only he believed in God and his incarnation, but he became an ardent devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. So here M is telling that he went to his house and he saw that there is a big library, and he was reading a book and discussing the book with Mahendralal Sarkar. Sri Ramakrishna was extremely interested about the content of the book, and M has said there, Sir Humphrey Davy, here he was reading a book of Sir Humphrey Davy. Now I know just before that there was a discussion that why do we work? हम लोग कर्म किस लिए करते हैं? First we are doing work with some fulfillment of some desires, that's called sakam karma. But even when there is no immediate desire to do any work, why should he do work? The question. Normally हमें कुछ प्रयोजन होगा उसी ने कर्म करते हैं, कुछ चाहिए होगी. A student wants to earn a degree, he studies. They also study for competitive examinations to get a job. They also work in the office to earn money. But when a person doesn't have any of these requirements, neither he has to study, nor has to get a job, nor has to earn money, everything is already there. Then what should he do? Should he stop doing work? No. Because in Bhagavad Gita it has been said that nobody can remain in this world without doing any work. We discussed that. Every moment we have to do some work or other. Nahi kaschit shanamapi jatu tishtati akanmakrit karjati havasha karma sarvai prakriti jayat gunai. We are as if forced to do some work every moment because we are governed by our nature. This we have discussed at length. Now, how do you do the work? We have some organs of action, organs of knowledge. कर्म हम कैसे करते हैं? Now for doing work we need some instruments. So what are the instruments of our body? कुछ कर्म करने के लिए you need यंत्र चाहिए, काम कैसे होगा? The instruments of the body are 11. पंच कर्मेंद्रिय, पंच ज्ञानेंद्रिय एवं एक अंतर इंद्रिय मन. 5 organs of action, 5 organs of knowledge and mind. All these 11 organs we have instruments through which we work. Organs of knowledge are chakshu, kanna, nasika, jiva, tvak. Eye, ear, taste, nose and skin, through which we gain some knowledge of the world. And 5 organs of action, bak, pani, pada, paya, pasta. Speech. With speech we work. With speech, hands, feet and 2 lower organs. And coupled with our mind, internal organ. With this we do the work. Now even if we do not want, but your body will be continuously performing some action. Your breathing, your thinking, your pumping of heart goes on without your effort. अब चाहे और ना चाहेंगे, श्वास प्रश्वास ऑटोमेटिक होते रहेंगे, दिल का धड़कन होते रहेंगे. So it has been said that when we have to do the work, we should do the work in such a way so that it becomes conducive for the goal of our life. It has been said that what is the goal of our life? Sri Ramakrishna says, ईश्वर दर्शन ही मनुष्य जीवन का उद्देश्य है. To see God is the goal of our life. Now at the end of last class, someone said that there is no God in this universe. It's all an imagination of our mind. It's all an imagination of human being that there is a God in this universe. There is nothing like God. Now, he should not be snubbed down. That is one kind of philosophy. There is a philosophy, Ishwar Darshan, Nastik, those who believe in the existence of God. There is another philosophy, Nastik Darshan, who believe that there is no God in this universe, under which Buddha, Jain, Charbak, the three major philosophy are there. The Charbak Darshan says, as the person, our friend said, that there is nothing, God. Their philosophy is, as has been said in Bhagavad Gita, they mention such kind of people. Jabat jivet sukham jiget, rinam kritva घृतम पिबेत. जब तक जीना है तब तक मौज से रहो, चाहे तो कर्ज करके भी मौज करो. कारण भस्मीभूतस्य देहस्य पुनरागमनात् कुतः. जब तुम मर जाओगे शरीर को जला देगा, कुछ तो बचेगा नहीं. जितना दिन जी रहे हो जैसे प्रकार के छल कपट करके तुम मौज करके चले जाओ, मरने के बाद तुम्हारा ख़त्म हो जाएगा. कोई तुमको तुम मिलेगा नहीं. सपोज यू मेक ए लोन of lakhs of rupees and you die, you are not there to repay the money. अब बच गए. सो जितना तुम्हारा आयु है उतना किसी प्रकार से तुम मौज करते रहो. दैट इज दी वेरी पॉपुलर फिलोसॉफी बाई चारबाग एंड मोस्टली फॉलोड इन द वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज. कोई भगवान का विश्वास करने का जरूरत नहीं. दिस वर्ल्ड इज मेंट फॉर ईट ड्रिंक एंड बी इन मेरी. We are born here to eat, drink, beget children and die one day. And it vanishes. It ends there. Nothing remains. But this is not a scientific philosophy. Nothing can disappear in this world. How? It's all a transformation. When a tree dies, it leaves some seeds, so the future tree is born again. Suppose the mango tree is there, it becomes old, dies. The seed of the mango tree will be given fresh mango tree in future. Similarly, there is a transmigration of soul. When we die, it cannot be vanished. It cannot end forever. The science says every cause has an effect, every effect has a cause. As you see, so you reap. जो बोएगा उसको वही उगेगा. जो कर्म आप कर चुके हो वो कर्म का फल तुम्हें भुगतान करना पड़ेगा. इट कैनॉट वैनिश. अगर कोई कार्य हुआ है उसका कोई कारण होगा, कोई कारण है कार्य होगा. Swami ji says, good, good, bad, bad, none escape the law, the law of nature. So when you die, you are born again, taking the load of the previous birth, and you continue. This is one thing. Secondly, if there is a world, there must be creator. Without the creator, how the world is running? They say it is run by chance. कोई कारण नहीं है, अहेतुक. That is not as per the logic. It cannot be a chance of a mad person. Someone is born with intelligence, someone is dull. Where the intelligence is coming from and why this person is dull? Because it is a continuation of a series of life. That's what has been said. Bhagavan is saying, to Arjuna, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. Both of us have spent a lot of lives before. It's not that this is our first human birth. According to our past life, we are born in this life and adds infinitum. Now, how long will it go? Forever. Is there any way out? Yes. If in the meantime we can see the Creator, the God of the universe, then the cycle ends. That's why the need of the Creator is felt. So for proof of anything, proof of God or anything, you need three things. Shruti, Jukti, Anubhuti. It should be backed by scriptures, it should be backed by reasoning, it should be backed by personal experience. Now we have thousands of scriptures for thousands of years which says that there is a God in this universe. We cannot just say this is all bogus. Our rishis were all fools. We cannot say that. If in the books of science it is written that one person can go to the space, you may not have gone to the space. You cannot say it is all bogus. If the scripture is there and has not been challenged for thousands of years, it is foolish to say that these are all bogus. So first proof is this, there have been so many scriptures, recorded truths for the past. They have said that God exists, God can be seen. Secondly, it appeals to our reason also. If there is a God in this universe, then there must be a way to see Him. It's as per the logic. So you have to learn the way. And third is Anubhuti, personal experience. As I said, Narendra had this doubt. Is really there is a God in this universe? Sri Ramakrishna says, yes. I have seen Him. As I see you, I can show it to you. And He has shown. Narendra has seen God face to face as a living being. So when you also see God living being, you cannot say there is no God in this universe. Nothing is more clear, more proof than your direct experience. So innumerable people have seen God. Even I can see God also. And it's foolish to say that there is no God in this universe. It is to be verified. If you say something, there is no God, you have to prove it. Have you tried? Do you have any conception of God? Knowing nothing, you say it is not exists, is most unscientific, it is not tenable. So here, Sri Ramakrishna has said that regarding the purpose of doing work, what aims conception is there? Aim said for three reasons we are working. One, other than our sakama karma, for fulfilling of some desire, that is there. That apart, there are three ways. Three reasons. One is we do work to attain knowledge, to see God, to remove our impurities of the mind so that God can be seen. That is one reason why work is done, nishkama karma. Second reason is, those who have attained that, those who have seen God, what should they do? They do work to teach others, like Janaka, etc. And thirdly, those who do not want to see God and those who have not attained God, they do work out of impulse, nature. As by force of nature we are breathing, our organs are working, similarly we are thinking. Our mind, we know our heart, our lungs, these are all inert. They are being driven by our consciousness. Now it is interesting to find out and learn that not only our organs of knowledge and action, our intelligence, our mind, our ego, everything is inert. They are also being governed by our intelligence. That's why I said last time it is artificial intelligence. They appear to be intelligent, but they are not. As in the mirror, there is no illumination, but if you focus the mirror to sun, you see light coming out from the screen. Where is the light coming from? Not from the mirror, from the sun. Similarly, we have an Atman sitting inside every one of us, and that is called Mr. God. There is a consciousness within every one of us, and that is called God. Who is running the show? Goal of life is to see Him. He is doing the work without our notice. We cannot see Him, but we can feel every moment we are being guided. When you are awake, जब जागृत अवस्था में क्या होता है, और बुद्धि काम करता है. When we dream, स्वप्नावस्था में सूक्ष्म से बुद्धि काम करता है. But when we are deeply asleep, जब सुषुप्ति होता है, गाढ़ निद्रावस्था होता है, then who is awake? We are all switched off. But our memory does not get switched off. Our memory continues. So that is what does not die, what does not sleep. Any moment in our life, that is the divine part of within ourselves. That is God. So every one of us, there is a God within us who is responsible for guiding us every moment, who never sleeps. अगर सो जाते थे, जब नींद से उठेंगे, we will forget everything. We don't forget, we remember. There must be something awake during our deep sleep. सब तो switched off नहीं था. Who was awake? That is our consciousness. That is called God. Now here M has gone to Mahendralal Sarkar's house, and he has read some books from the library and is recounting. In that book, written by Sir Humphrey Davy, a Western writer, a scholar and thinker, he has said the need of an incarnation of God. A new concept comes now. As I said, God is present within us in a subtle way. It is said in the scriptures and it has been realized by great men. In the Bhagavad Gita he says, chapter 18 verse 61, Ishvara sarva bhutanam riddeshe arjuna tishtati. In every one of our heart, God is existing. God is present within every one of us. कहाँ पर है? उसका लोकेशन कहाँ है? हृदय मंदिर में भगवान निवास करते हैं. ये बोला है. I have not seen. Then we say, what is he doing there? God is seated. Is he sleeping or is active? No, he is not sleeping. Brahmayan sarva bhutani jantra durani mayaya. His job is to make us work. He is the operator, I am the machine. He is the driver, I am a car. He is driving. But every one of us इधर में एक टेबल दे, टेबल पर छोटा टेबल दे दीजिए. Though it has been said in the Bhagavad Gita and the saints and seers have said for thousands of years, but the interesting thing is this: every one of us thinks that I am the doer, I am doing the work, not God. We deny His existence. Most of us deny His existence. There is no God. So bogus. Bhagavad Gita is a bunch of fool story. But those who even believe, उनको मानते हैं लेकिन स्वीकार नहीं करते हैं. There is our problem. Whether you accept or not, it doesn't matter. When you are driving, when you are flying in a plane, if you accept the existence of a pilot, that is your business. You may think there is no pilot in this plane. I am driving the flight. That is your foolishness. When you are boarding a flight is being taken from one destination to another, there is an authorized, competent pilot. If you think there is no pilot, I am the pilot, that is your foolishness. Similarly, there is a pilot within you and you are an aircraft only. You have to depend on his wit. Now, when we do work for seva, for doing good to others, then this is our ignorance. This is called our agyan. I have discussed this point. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankaro vimhudatma kartam hamiti manyate. By this false ego, we are deluded, we are ignorant, we think I am the doer. So this work is being done by God. Now how do we realize Him? How do we see Him? He is hidden. So God does not want that we are in ignorance. God has created us, He is within us, and He is constantly trying that we may see Him. This is a very interesting episode. We are supposed to see God, but we are not interested. God has nothing to do with us, but God is interested to see us. Why? Because He loves us. We are all His loving children. That's why He wants to see us. Now, in order that we may see Him, He wants to remove our ignorance. We are not able to see Him due to a veil of ignorance. God is the closest with us, but we cannot see because there is a अज्ञान का आवरण हमारे और भगवान के बीच में है. आवरण क्या है? देयर इज अहंकार, आई एंड माइन. I am the doer and I am doing the work for my sake. Whatever it be, there is an ignorance, let us accept it. God knows this ignorance and He wants to remove this ignorance. This is the secret of creation. How does He remove? What is the way? He descends on earth taking the form of a human being and shows how God can be realized. मन करके सुनिए. God descends on earth as a human being to illustrate, to show how to see Him. भगवान नररूप धारण करके जगत में अवतीर्ण होते हैं ताकि हम भगवान को दर्शन कर सकें. ऐसी कभी हुआ है? Plenty of examples. This is called incarnation of God or avatar. According to Hindu Shastras, Hindu scriptures, theology, there is a description of 10 avatars. Out of these, 9 have already appeared and 10th is awaited. Kalki avatar. So out of this series, one was Rama. We all know about life of Ramachandra. He is an avatar. You read his life, you'll find he is not an ordinary man. It is not possible for a man to do all sorts of things. Similarly, there is Krishna, another avatar. There is Buddha, another avatar. Now, the latest avatar, which is not mentioned in his scriptures, but the latest avatar I believe is Ramakrishna, in whose name this mission is going on. So why is he born again and again? So that we may see him. God becomes man so that man may become God. अच्छा तरह से ये याद रखिए. God becomes man. भगवान मनुष्य रूप धारण करते हैं. क्यों? ताकि मनुष्य भगवान बन सके. We are all divine. We are all part and parcel of God. But none of us think that we are divine. That is our tragedy. We think हम लोग मरणशील, हम मर जाएंगे, हम लोग पापी है, दुखी है. ये अज्ञान है. गोस्वामी जी कहते हैं रामचरितमानस में, ईश्वर अंश जीव अविनाशी, चेतना अमला सहज सुख राशि. That is our swarup, that is our nature. Whether to believe it or not, that is different. Let us know it. Actually, हमें सुनना चाहिए, जानना चाहिए हम लोग कौन है. We are Ishwara Ansha, we are divine. We are not animals. We are not sinners here. We are all divine. Ishwara Ansha, Jeev Avinashi. We are Amar, non-dying. We cannot die. What dies? Our body. I am not the body. I am a consciousness behind the body. It is ignorance to think that I am this body and I have this body and I will die when the life spends. When the heart stops, I will die. I will not die. The body will die, the body will be cremated, but I remain. Amar hai. Avinashi. And I am conscious, Chetan. His body is inert, but I am Chetan. I am different from this body. I am not this body. If I were the body, then as soon as the body dies, I would have died. I do not die. What remains? My Chetan. Chetana Amala. And we are spotless. We are pure. We are good. And Sahaja Sukha Rasi, we are bliss personified. Bundle of bliss. ये हमारा स्वरूप है. हम ये स्वरूप भूल गए. हमें याद दिलाने के लिए भगवान मनुष्य रूप के आते हैं. ये सब दिस इज द पर्पस. नाउ दिस इज आवर वे ऑफ थिंकिंग. नाउ एम हैज गॉन टू द लाइब्रेरी ऑफ महेंद्रलाल सरकार and took it a book written by a foreigner, not by an Indian person, Sir Humphrey Davy. There he has said that divine truth must be made human to be appreciated by us. This is the quote from that book. He says, there was a one passage that stated that divine truth must be made human truth to be appreciated by us. Therefore, divine incarnation is necessary. अवतार का प्रयोजन क्यों है? Why भगवान should descend? मनुष्य होके आने का इतना झमेला करने का जरूरत क्या है? ईश्वर की वाणी आदमी के भीतर से होकर बिना आए मनुष्य उसे समझ नहीं सकते। यही समस्या है, इसलिए अवतार की आवश्यकता है। The need of an incarnation of God is because we cannot appreciate divine truth unless it comes through a human being. An illustration is given. Example, there is a sun in the sky. But can you look at the sun? You cannot. It is too bright. You cannot look at the sun. But if the sun gets reflected through a medium, then we can see. We know moon. Moon does not have any source of light. चंद्रमा का स्वयं का कोई आलोक नहीं है। वो आलोक कहाँ से मिल रहा है? तो प्रतिफलित, सूर्य का प्रतिफलित आलोक है चंद्रमा। वी नो the moon doesn't, moon is dark. अमावस्या देखो, in the new moon is dark. मून का कोई आलो नहीं है। लेकिन जब पूर्णिमा होगा, full moon is shining. Where the light comes from? From sun. We cannot look at sun, but we can look at the moon. Not only that, moon is very, very pleasurable for us. तो सूर्य का प्रतिबिंब जब चंद्रमा के भीतर से होके आते हैं, वो हमारे लिए ग्रहणीय है। डायरेक्टली हम सूर्य का प्रतिबिंब हम सहन नहीं करते। उसी तरह भगवान की शक्ति कोई मनुष्य के भीतर से होके हमारे पास जब आएंगे, हम उसको ग्रहण कर पाएंगे। तो भगवान का वाणी हम सुन सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं, अपना सकते हैं। That's why the message of Ramakrishna, Buddha, etc. is so acceptable by us. So, भगवान का वाणी कोई मनुष्य के भीतर से अगर होगा तो हम वो समझ पाएंगे और उसके जीवन में अपना पाएंगे, नचेत नहीं होगा। तभी प्रश्न होता है, what is the dimension of God? God is infinite. उनका तो कोई सीमा नहीं है। बट जो अवतार है, मनुष्य है, दैट इज फाइनाइट। सो द क्वेश्चन इज हाउ द इनफाइनाइट गॉड took the form of a finite human being. Human being is a finite, there is a dimension. इतना वजन है, इतना उच्चता है, इतना उसका प्रस्थ है, वजन सब कुछ है, फाइनाइट। पर ईश्वर इज अनंत। अनंत ईश्वर कैसे शांत बना? हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल? कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन ऑफ द टर्म। इन्फिनिट कैन नॉट बी बिकम फाइनाइट। स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ साइंस विल ऑब्जेक्ट, दोनों एक साथ तो नहीं हो सकता है स्वामी जी। भगवान अनंत है और ये मनुष्य वो सीमित है। सो द समाधान इज दैट द समाधान इज डन बाय शंकराचार्य in his commentary of Bhagavad Gita. He has said, अजोपि सन शुद्ध बुद्ध मुक्त बुद्ध ईश्वर अजोपि सन जातवान इव देवान ईग परिलक्षते। ईश्वर अजोपि मतलब कभी जन्माता नहीं। ही इज नेवर बॉर्न। इनफाइनाइट कैन नॉट बी बॉर्न फ्रॉम ए मदर्स womb. इज इन्फिनिट, बट ही appears to be born, he appears to be having a body, जबकि वो एक अपीयरेंस रियलिटी नहीं है। तो कैसे वो कैसे होता है? दिस कैन नॉट बी एक्सप्लेन्ड। द फैक्ट हैज टू बी एक्सेप्टेड। सब वास्तव को बुद्धि से विचार से समाधान नहीं होता है, कुछ को एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा. रियलिटी यू कैनॉट डिनाई. Cannot deny that God was born as Sri Krishna. The record is there. Why to go all the way to Sri Krishna, thousands of years? You see the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Just he was born in 1836. Hardly 200 years ago in Kamarpukur, West Bengal. There is an account of his birth. Just to recount that how the child was born at the time of birth. Now what is it? The description of Sri Krishna's birth is written in Srimad Bhagavatam. Padhiye. Sri Krishna was born in the prison of Kamsa. कारागार में उनका जन्म हुआ था. उनके जो मामा है कंस, देवकी was imprisoned and Vasudev the Karagar of Kamsa in Mathura, and there he was born as the 8th child. Per announcement बोल दिया अष्टम कर्म में आने वाला हूँ, चाहो तो मुझे रोको, वो कर नहीं पाया. Now when he was born, at the time of the birth, the description जो लिखा है भागवत में, he was born with full of ornaments. हार है, कान कुंतल है, पूरा भरा हुआ बाल है, एवं fully decked with divine weapons and divine dress. एक बच्चा जन्म हो रहा है, हाथ में आयुध है, शंख चक्र गदा पद्म है, और कान में कुंडल है, हार है, सुंदर है, और माथा में घुंघरे वाला बाल है, और कपड़ा उपड़ा पहन के भूमिष्ठ होता है. ये कभी होता है? इज इट पॉसिबल? इज नेवर पॉसिबल, बट इट हैज हैपेंड. सो ये जो उनका जन्म है ये अलौकिक है. Infinity cannot be born as finite, but he appears to be born so that we can become divine. We may remember our divinity. We don't have to be divine. We are already divine. But we forgotten our divinity. हम लोग भूल गए. हमें याद दिलाने के लिए भगवान मनुष्य रूप धारण करते हैं. I've already said that Mahapurush Maharaj, the second president of the order, he was staying in Belun Mount, and one day there was a birthday celebration. We also celebrate birthday of Sri Ramakrishna. Great festivity going on, but he was immersed in the thought of God. Then he was asking why there is इतना शोरगुल क्यों है, why there is so much noise today. अरे महाराज आप जानते नहीं, आज तो श्री रामकृष्ण का जन्मोत्सव है, बर्थ एनिवर्सरी है. उन्हें कहा अरे बेवकूफ़, जिनका जन्म ही नहीं हुआ उनका बर्थ एनिवर्सरी कैसे पालित हो रहा है? ही इज गॉड, ही कैन नॉट बी बोर्न. दैट इज हिज आइडिया. सो भगवान जन्म रहित होते हुए भी देहवान ईव जातवान ईव, लगता है वो जन्म हुआ है, लगता है उसका शरीर है. भगवान का शरीर जन्म अलौकिक है. इसलिए भगवत गीता में कहते हैं जन्म कर्म चमे दिव्यम जुमाम वेत्ति तत्वतः त्यक्ता देह पुनर्जन्म नोइति मामेति सुर्जुनम. हमारा जो जन्म कर्म है दिव्य है, अलौकिक है. जो इसको जान लेता है वही मुक्त हो जाता है. वट एवर इट बी, हियर इट हैज बीन सेड द पर्पस ऑफ द एडवेंट ऑफ गॉड एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग, इनकारनेशन ऑफ गॉड is for our benefit. Unless he comes through a human body, unless he speaks as a human being, we cannot understand his language. तो हमारे लेवल पे वो अवतरण करती, इसलिए कहता अवतार. he descends to our level because we cannot go to his level to understand his way of language. He descends to our way of life and he makes himself heard by our ears. भगवान का वाणी हम सुन सकते हैं, पढ़ सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं. इसलिए उनका अवतरण होता है. This has been said by not by an Indian scholar but by Sir Humphrey Davy, an Western scholar, written his book. That's why this portion was so much appreciated by no other than Sri Ramakrishna, who was himself an incarnation of God. उन्होंने बताया वाह बहुत अच्छा लिखा तो, very nicely written. So this portion will continue further in our next Sunday class. निरंजनम नित्यमनंत रूपम भक्तानुकंपाधृत विग्रहम वै ईशावतारम परमेशमिड्यम तम रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम तत्सत्. श्री रामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Any question? If you have any question later, you can send to our email rkml@rkml.org. We close now with the chanting of the Lord. Please join with me to sing the glory of the divine. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om.